everyone, Official Guy Reviews with you back again. I'm doing a couple in a row here. It's 2 for 2 days. I hadn't had a lot of technology that had popped up lately with everything going on with COVID that had really caught my attention, and now I've kind of got a couple back-to-back items. I was unfortunate enough for my keyboard to start giving me some issues. I started running into a little bit of problems as far as one of my keys not pressing. And it sounds crazy. I mean, I don't hardcore game or anything like that, but I do play online enough where I need to type, I need to talk. For work, I need it for emails. So at the end of the day, if I'm missing a single key, in this scenario apparently is the H key, it drives me crazy. And it's the classic intermittent, not working, kind of working, you know, 1 in every 2-3 presses is just not functional. So then by the time it's working enough so that you don't check it every time. And before you know it, you've got this email that you've written that you got to go back and add a bunch of H's to. It's just super frustrating. I had something similar happen to my last keyboard, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an experience for me. So obviously the last few years have been kind of the big, huge rise of the mechanical gaming keyboard, the RGB keyboard. So for me, that was kind of my last jump. So I had been given, I know it's shocker, I got it as a gift quite a few years ago. Let me unwrap it here for you guys. I'll still pull it out every so often, but unfortunately for this guy, it was the A key that went on me. So with the A key, obviously that's a lot more for the WASD for walking in any kind of games. It was a rough one to lose for me. I tried disassembling it, cleaning it with alcohol. No luck, unfortunately. She's just done. And I'm not technical more than that. So I love this keyboard. This was the Death Adder, or the Blackwidow, sorry, the Razer Blackwidow, upside down there, Ultimate Stealth. This keyboard is fantastic. Obviously, it's still pricey for the newer iterations. Even the older iterations, if you can find them, are not cheap. So this guy here was a huge win for me. I used it for a long time, and it took a lot of beating. My daughter, obviously younger, a few years back, you know, I would say definitely things got spilled in it. There's no way around it, and it held up incredibly well. I loved this keyboard. Very good weight to it. No flex. Like, the thing is absolutely sturdy. You got to click. Full click style mechanical. It was a great keyboard. So then I was left looking for some kind of replacement once that A key stopped working. So the next one, I thought, you know what, I'm buying this one for myself. There's no birthdays or Christmases coming up, so I can make the request. But I will say, I did find, obviously we have the rise of all the Redragon and all that kind of stuff coming through Amazon. So that was kind of my next purchase. It's actually still plugged in right now. So there it is, the Redragon. You know, it's taken a bit of a beating too. You got some paint on it. Who knows? You know, it's seen it all. RGB keyboard here, right? So model-wise, there you go. See if you can get a focus on that. Maybe not. Let's see. So we have the K582 RGB. I want to say it was like 50 bucks maybe on Amazon Prime, the old faithful Prime delivery. It's been good. It's been good. I will say that the actual keyboard itself is a bit, like, it's definitely a lot smaller than your Razer. Like, width-wise, you don't have that wrist rest that you're used to, like, between the two. The wrist rest itself it's not there, which I did enjoy about the Razer. I do like the RGB. It's the multicolor. This one's not a chroma, so it was just the green, but was great itself. The keys themselves, I find a little more raised on the Redragon, but it's been solid, honestly. For 50 bucks or 50 or 60, and that's Canadian, I found it hard to beat. Now, I will say there's no USB inputs on the end. Obviously, the Razer has all the bells and whistles. It does have the little flip-up legs. Those have held up well. They feel strong. Click-wise, you got a good click to it, right? It's got a good key press, right? I'm trying not to do any hotkeys on my video here, but it's been really solid. You do have some decent controls and command through that, and then you'll notice at the top here, I'll show you, you've got your FN keys for different functionality for media and whatnot. Good little keyboard. Honestly, No big complaints about it. It's got a good weight to it. Very little, almost pretty much no flex to it. Again, as you know, I don't typically feature dump. I just want to let you know how the experience goes. So when I was looking at a new keyboard now, I have been writing a lot more emails. Work's kind of picking up a little bit. I wanted to take a look at maybe something not so clicky, you know. My computer setup is in the end of the living room, so if anybody's in the room itself watching TV or playing a game on the Xbox or something, I'm in direct contact with them. My desk is an angled desk, as you can see, and it looks out into the living room over there. So with that, I feel like the click, 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 especially depending on the games you're playing where you're constantly pressing something, it's got to get annoying for the other people in the room. I feel kind of self-conscious about it too when I'm clicking nonstop. So I was like, you know what? I like to type. I want to be able to write a quick email. I would like the concept of being able to use it as a multi-capable keyboard. What can I do with a lower profile on a softer press? And I know there's all the different black cherry and red cherry and whatever for the keys. I just found that in general, going through all the reviews on everything as I do, you still get a click, and that's fine. Some people want that tactile feedback, but for this specific keyboard replacement, I was like, you know what? This one, by the way, the H key stopped working on it. The Redragon has been good though. I would say the Razer definitely lasted a lot longer, maybe double to triple the amount of time. But the Redragon's been about a year, and with pretty heavy usage, I mean, I don't expect a ton more than that out of them. My next keyboard though, I started doing research. I said, do I go mechanical? Again, I found the clickiness to be maybe too much of an issue for me, even with the softer keys. So I said, you know what, maybe I'll go with like a low profile typing keyboard that holds up really well. I started kind of shopping around. I've always pretty much had a wired keyboard. The last time I had a wireless keyboard was way back. So technology has come a long way, but it soured me so much that I didn't want to even consider it. But then, you know, I'm doing the research. The wireless keyboards seem to be getting better. The battery life is obviously much better now. You're not replacing AA's nonstop like I was way back in the day. So I thought, you know what, I'd consider it. I'll consider a wireless keyboard. So I started looking into it. Logitech seemed to keep rising to the top of the pack for me. I didn't want to spend like $300, $400, $500 on a keyboard. You guys know, again, I'm on the Canadian side, so if you're seeing your USD prices, just add 30% to that or whatever, and you can see how badly we would get destroyed on the same prices. So I didn't want to go that route. So I was like, what's something maybe, I was initially looking the 70-80 range. I would maybe push to 100-ish, 110, because it is something that I use absolutely every single day without fail. It's a huge part of my life, as both work and obviously I'm a tech nerd, so I like to do the gaming side of things as well on the computer. So I thought, you know what, it's worth the investment. I know for a matter of fact that my previous Razer keyboard that wasn't cheap for my wife to purchase for me lasted much longer than the $50 Redragon iteration. I thought, you know what, I'll consider it. So off I went. I checked through Amazon. I watched all the reviews. I listened to everything. I read through the Amazon reviews. And then I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go to Best Buy. I'll walk around, look at the keyboard. It's really hard to get a feel for keys, obviously, reading a review, right? And you're here probably, if you've showed up to take a look at this video, it's because you're in a very similar spot to me. You're looking at a replacement keyboard. You're looking at what options are out there. I have a buddy of mine who's absolutely a zealot for the K582, which is a Logitech keyboard that he literally replaces every year. He just gets a new one. He absolutely loves it, and he just continues on. So that was those Logitech series were in my considerations. So lo and behold, I go to Best Buy, I walk around, I check all the different options from, you know, you name it, Acer, you know, anything. I was even looking, when I first got my Alienware, it came with a keyboard that was fairly flush, nothing super high-end or fancy, and I couldn't find it. So I just wanted that softer press. I didn't want the crazy click anymore, and I thought, you know what, the softer press will type nicer, and for gaming, I'll give it a shot, right? So I ended up going in. Here we are. I looked through the Logitech. Logitech ended up winning. We got the MX keys, which is kind of a newer iteration. Okay, so we got the MX keys, the newer iteration. It is a wireless keyboard. It's got kind of your, if you can see here, right? It's like a typing build. It's like a scissor kind of flex style for the typing. You'll also notice kind of the little grooves in each key for finding your place really smoothly. It is a low profile style key, so you don't have the big raise of the other style. I've been using it now for probably 2 months, maybe 2 months, and I wanted to give you guys a few thoughts on it. For me, this is $129 Canadian, $129 Canadian, which isn't a crazy amount different than the previous K series that are very popular with a lot of the diehards of the Logitech series. So I think it was $10 more, but I ended up managing to get, at Best Buy, obviously, I'm always hesitant as a warranty guy, but I managed to get the warranty on it for like 3 years, like initial replacement value for, I think they gave it to me for like 20 bucks, which is cheaper than normal. Totally fine by me. And the keyboard was also $10 off. So I have no idea whether that came with the warranty or what, but I just moved on with it. On we go. So this is beautiful because this thing's going to last me at least 3 years now, which if I'm spending 50, 60 bucks a year on something from Amazon, boom, I've already made my money back and I've got a higher quality keyboard. So let's break it down. I put it back in the box because I was very impressed with the presentation of this guy here. So we'll do a little unboxing for you. So it's got the nice little pull tab there at the top. Right, so out she comes. A nice smooth looking MX box. Already got fingerprints on it because again I've already opened it. So you got that nice MX Logitech box, very clean, great presentation. They even gave you, it was initially wrapped in it, but they even gave you tissue paper. Like, how do you go wrong? Tissue paper in this day and age. I felt like I was opening a gift. Listen to that tissue paper crinkle. A little ASMR there. Here's the keyboard itself. So the keyboard itself, I'll show you the rest of the box as well. So nice, easy, quick start guide. Oh, my mic's falling over. Sorry, one sec. There we go. Nice, easy, quick start guide in the top. Simple, straightforward, how to connect. It is Bluetooth, but it's also got a little USB dongle that you can connect, and it's very small, which is great. You don't have to worry about some big, huge thing hanging out of your computer, which I really liked. A little USB dongle. My computer does have Bluetooth, so I've gone that route. And then there's the charging cable inside. They say 10 days on it. I've been getting probably that. It depends on what you choose to do with the backlight settings. So the backlight on this, I feel like I went through all the reviews myself. Some people complain about the build quality for how much it costs. Some people complain about the keys themselves feeling too cheap. And some people complain about the backlight being either not functional enough or whatever. I don't honestly have any of those issues. I mean, here's the thing. If you want to complain about this, have at it. But look at this. Look at this thickness difference. Okay? I mean, how can you possibly expect that the MX is not going to have more flex than this? I mean, the Redragon is thinner than this, but not by a ton. And at the end of the day, I mean, I get it. People are annoyed. They're like, oh, there's a bit of a flex to it. There's a bit. It just feels it's cheap for them. Look at how thin it is. Look at what do you expect from this? I mean, of course it's gonna have a little bit of flex, but even still, it's so small. People are saying, oh, well, it's plastic. The build quality I didn't expect. Look, at the end of the day, this thing's weighty. It's probably about, you know, just by feel, like half the weight of my Redragon, which I feel like has great weight to it. I'm not worried about something weighty. Look, at the end of the day, if you want to go and you want to type on this thing, you're going on a flight or whatever, you want to throw it in your bag instead of your laptop keyboard, I feel like it's a great solution. The only thickness to it is this little back piece, as you can see here, right, where it sits. It doesn't have the pull-out legs, but it does have this nice rubber grips through the back. You just have a nice, simple charging port, right? It is USB Type-C, so a lot of your devices are going to match up. And a little flick to turn it on. Like, nice and easy. The keys themselves, very quiet, right? That's even with a slide over. Very quiet keys. No issue there. It's clean and easy. I will say, as far as the style of the keyboard, I love it. I love the feel of it. I love the weight of it. I think it holds up very, very well. By default, the Logitech software is quite clean. You'll see along the top, you've got your FN keys. Now you can change this in the settings, but by default, it actually pushes FN automatically. So there's a F key lock that if you don't hold the FN key, some people complain that this is on the opposite side. If you don't hold the FN key, it's gonna do the default toggles above, not the function key. It's gonna do the actual FN function by default unless you turn it on so the F lock is not on. So for example, you got like brightness changes, you got your media, pause, play, skip, volume, all of that is all through the top. That was the default setting for me anyways. If I hold FN, then I'm pressing F1, F2, F3, F4. But you can change that through the settings. The Logitech system is very clean, very simple. Again, I've been connecting it through Bluetooth thus far. I mean, I'm touching my tower right now. It's above, on top of my desk, not below. So there's not really a lot of interference, which is great. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to do Bluetooth. I don't want to worry about a dongle or anything. I've already got enough stuff plugged into my USB ports as it is. I don't want to deal with that. So that's how I kind of installed. Now, a few buddies and myself have been doing a throwback for the WoW Classic, so it's a lot of WASD, walking for long periods of time and all that kind of stuff. So you're holding W, Q, E to move around, right? Now, I've been using this for that, and my honest opinion on the gaming side of this keyboard, obviously I know this isn't a gaming keyboard. There's a million gaming keyboards and a lot of them are mechanical. I know there's non-mechanical versions, tons of different options. This is not a gaming keyboard. Totally get it. I will say it's pretty obvious this is not a gaming keyboard. For very light play, it's functional, it's doable, it's usable. I don't know whether it's the intermittent connection. I know a lot of people complain if you connect this to the Mac OS with some connectivity issues. I'm on a PC and I don't notice connectivity issues, but I do notice in stutter when I'm holding a key. So for example, or there'll be a key lock. So for example, I'm running forward holding W, I let go of W, I'm still moving. And I've noticed that a few times. It's a little frustrating. If I press a different key, it kind of seems to reset and stop. Like if I press S to back, I'll stop running. But it's enough to be frustrating. So I would say that's my one qualm I have about the keyboard. If you are wanting to have a hybrid typing gaming keyboard, I do honestly for gaming find myself using the Redragon again. And my only reason for that being is that little stutter push is a little frustrating to me. Then thankfully the Redragon, the H key is the one that's gone. So WASD, QE, that's all working completely fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm good with that. So I do find myself transitioning though. So if you are wanting to use this for any more than pretty light gaming, it's probably not going to be for you, honestly. That being said, typing, it's ridiculous. Like this keyboard is the smoothest, cleanest typing I've ever done. Anytime I switch keyboards, like when I went from my Razer over to the Redragon, it's always like a 3-day messy, more typos. You're getting used to the new width or size, or I know they're all very similar, but it's just the way the keys feel. It's not quite the same. The Redragon, again, 3 days was my issue. It's pretty common. You jump onto this and that. It's a notable difference. It slows your speeds or you're a little messier. I didn't have that with this at all. I turned it on, I connected it, I started flying. I'm probably faster with it, and I understand it's like a low-profile typing style keyboard, but it actually blew me away. As somebody who's used computers for most of their adult life, I can't believe how well this thing types. Like to the point where I know I'm a huge nerd by saying this, but if I have people come over to my house that I know enjoy computers, I will bring the keyboard over to them and be like, type on this thing. It's unbelievable how comfortable it is, how smooth it is, how fast you find your place on it, how quiet. Like it's unbelievable how well it works for that. I've never had a single issue just doing typing emails or anything like that with connectivity where it's like doing a drag on. If I hit a button, it does an actual drag. I haven't had any of those issues. It's only when I'm in gaming, and it's because it's constantly holding. And I don't know whether it's a little stutter in the Bluetooth or what. But typing is absolutely phenomenal on this thing. It does feel weird to have to charge a keyboard. I would say I'm probably getting 7-8 days with it, but I am using it a lot. I'm on it a lot, probably several hours a day with work and then gaming or whatever, or working on videos. So with any of that, I am having to charge it. It's fine though. It's a Type-C. It doesn't charge super fast, but it's not slow enough to be annoying. Like, I'll throw it on the charger when I head out. It is nice that regular chargers kind of work for it, right? I mean, you can just plug in. You have Type-C USB cables everywhere anymore, so it is really nice for that. The other cool thing about the connection too is this little guy here. It functions for everything. So it is a Bluetooth keyboard, but you can actually pair multiple things to it. You can pair your phone to it if you want to be like sending out a quick email and you're typing way more than you would like to on your phone. You can literally connect it up. It's as easy as you see this guy here. Boom. This row, 1, 2, 3. You can pair your 3 devices right there. Boop. You literally just click over and it'll switch over devices, and it's that seamless. I absolutely love how clean they've made it, how simple they've made it. One complaint people do have, I'll turn it on here for you. So when we go on, it's going to be really hard for you to see the light up. The light up I love. It's not RGB or anything crazy. It's a soft white glow. So clean. It looks gorgeous, absolutely smooth. If you're buying a fast typing keyboard, chances are you don't have, you can kind of see the glow. See that? Beautiful. If you're buying a fast typing keyboard, chances are you don't need to look down at the letters a whole lot, and maybe just for a quick reference here and there. It is a good clean look at night. It does have it's kind of like a hover function. So when you like bring your keys to the key or your hands to the keyboard, you can have it enable the light. It's like a sensor kind of thing it has. I've seen people complain about it. I think I'm actually a little shocked at how smoothly it works, honestly. Every single time I hover my hands over, it's lighting up for me perfectly. And I use the keyboard a lot after the little one goes to bed at night. You know, I'm on from, 10:30 to midnight or whatever. And so it often is dark in the area that I'm in. And that little hover is so smooth and so clean. You can have it permanently on. You can lower the brightness, raise the brightness. Obviously, again, there's no changing the color. It's just a soft white glow. But this thing, it holds up so well. The typing, absolutely impeccable. It's so clean. It's so fast. It's so smooth. If you write a bajillion emails a day and you're typing stuff nonstop, if you're a blogger, if you're whatever, this is an amazing keyboard. It doesn't feel like it's going to break. It feels super sturdy. People complain about the flex. The thing is like literally half the thickness, not even of any of the mechanical stuff. So what the hell do you expect? Like, I really don't know what people want out of it. They say it feels cheap and plasticky. I honestly don't think it does. Like, it looks like a nice clean brush, kind of aluminum style. And I get it. The keys are plastic. Oh, the top of the board is plastic. Who cares? Does it have flex when I type? Absolutely not. It has the indent through here, so if there was going to be crazy flex, what if it was through? It doesn't. So I don't know what the issue is with the whole flex and like, oh my god, it's flexing. Look at this. That's not a lot of flex for me, in my opinion. I'm not like some crazy keyboard connoisseur though, so maybe I'm wrong. Feel free to throw a comment eviscerating me about how crazy I am that this thing, oh my god, it's so cheap. I don't think it feels cheap. I also know that at $129 Canadian, so American side, you're probably like 99 or whatever, like, that's not a crazy expensive keyboard. Like, you get some of these, like the Razer stuff, you're 150, 200 bucks for a keyboard, some of the Steel series, like, it's insanely expensive. I think for what you get for this, it's well worth the money. I love that you can switch between devices. I love that you can pair multiple things and jump between them with the press of a button. Like, how do you go wrong? The Logitech app for the keyboard itself, super, super clean. It's held up well. I don't know. I've got, I haven't got a whole lot of spilling or any of that on it. I actually try to avoid letting my oldest play with it. She just uses the regular RGB stuff because it's already not fully functional anyways. But I wouldn't be that worried about it at all. Like, this thing has been amazing. So I hope that helps out a little bit if you guys are on a keyboard adventure. The tough thing about keyboard adventures is there's literally 8 million things to choose from. There's 8 million types and keycaps and you name it. The keyboard itself, if you're typing, 10 out of 10. The thing is unbelievable. For the money, I'd say probably still like 9 out of 10. Like, I really wish the gaming side worked better, but that's not what this keyboard is for. I was kind of hoping against hope I could two for one the thing, but if I'm typing anything, this is what I want to be using every single time. There was no issue picking it up. There was no issue shifting to typing. You get the full numpad. I'm so sick of seeing stuff without the numpad. I use it for absolutely everything. So I hope this helps out. Thanks again for stopping by, guys. And we'll have to talk again soon. All right. Take care.